My name is Alec Kaus. I recently received my MFA from the University of Georgia in Athens. Because my family moved many times throughout my youth, I cannot claim a hometown in any traditional sense of the word. I've always been jealous of those who can. Home seems to be such a fundamental aspect of one's identity. But I've spent most of my life in periods of transition, moving from one thing or one place or one situation to the next. Permanence is an unfamiliar feeling for me. Compounding this was an additional sense of unbelonging that arose from growing up queer in small towns, lacking both the role models and peers who truly understood who I was. Because of this, my work and research ruminates on the personal, familiar, and domestic, exploring the ways in which photography can map layered identities and recreate a sense of home and belonging for myself and the viewer. Of course, I haven't found true resolution in this yet. I'm afraid it's impossible. But what I've learned through the process was the importance of this impossibility, which will only serve as a starting point from which to continue creating moving forward. I'll keep obsessing over these ideas for the rest of my life, I'm sure. But the obsession has shifted from an idea of research in which questions are answered to an idea of research in which these questions about home and identity are increasingly refined. The question isn't where, but how and why. There are no certain answers, but I'm comfortable reveling in the ambiguity. Obviously, I have trouble making definitive statements. So too, I have trouble making definitive photographs. I believe this is why I'm drawn to making imagery that is often abstract, fragmented, and relies on a combination of myriad details across images to piece together a greater sense of narrative or emotion. I like creating work that raises more questions than it answers. This is true of previous bodies of work, and it's true too of this current body of work, my thesis work, titled Purgatory. Purgatory is a series of photographs created with my partner, initially in response to the 8 months we recently spent living 1,030 miles apart. The photographs trace our lives together indirectly, sometimes through portraits of one another, but just as often through landscapes and interiors, as well as abstracted forms and textures. Bodies, objects, and patterns become signifiers of senses and emotions heightened by absence. 2 feet become naked bodies touching, a fallen tree becomes a lover's impression left behind in a mattress, a grainy landscape becomes failure of memory. Still ongoing, the photographs have taken on new significance given the events that have taken place over the past year. We have reunited once again, though under the cloud of a global pandemic, widespread social unrest, and our ongoing search for a new place to call home.